And so I say once again, time is running out. The urgency of the situation calls for intervention at the highest level of the U.S. government, specifically the Secretary of State and the President of the United States. The people of Sudan cry for nothing less.
When I met with General Bashir several years ago, the only thing he wanted to talk about was getting rid of the sanctions. No talk about the huge, catastrophic, deleterious consequences he had imposed on countless numbers of people in the South, 2 million dead, 4 million homeless, or in Darfur. All he wanted to talk about was lift those sanctions. This administration, and Frank Wolf and I don't care, Democrat or Republican, when it comes to human rights, those labors go right out the door. We're calling on this administration at the highest level, and that means President Obama, and that means Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The Nobel Peace Prize winner has to use the gravitas that he has gained from that great award and say, Sudan is my priority. I'm not going to allow the CPA to unravel, and we're going to end the genocide in Darfur. We are concerned about the infiltration of arms in southern Sudan. Approximately 80,000 and 200,000 AK-47s, 80,000 or so, I think the number is 77,000 to be exact, and about 200,000 in the pipeline, all infiltrating into southern Sudan. That should raise alarm bells like nothing else. Every time there has been a genocide, there have always been early warning signs. We saw it, Frank Wolf and I, when we traveled over to Yugoslavia, and after the conquest of Croatia, we met with Milosevic, and it was very clear his next country to attack was Bosnia, and sure enough, within months, he did so. And the genocide in Srebrenica and elsewhere is testimony to the indifference and the lack of focus on the part of the international community. We saw the same thing in Rwanda. General Dallaire, Nils Dallaire, when he made his statements and sent that infamous fax to Kofi Annan that went unrecognized. I chaired a hearing where we heard all about how missed opportunity after missed opportunity to be proactive. Now we're seeing more arms, a buildup of arms in southern Sudan, as well as the continued killing in Darfur. This administration has to get much more serious than they have been, or the killing fields will continue.
Look at the fact that last month, as it's been mentioned, as I've done for a number of times, traveled to Sudan, primarily in the south. One of the ministers that I was with, Minister Sampson, met with him on Thursday in Juba, Minister of Agriculture. Just a few days later, he was later on that the next day he was shot. 5 people with him were killed as he went back to his village to try to urge people to register to vote. We still see millions of Sudanese continue to suffer. We wonder if there will be any justice in Sudan as long as this particular regime is in power. So therefore, I think one of the things we need to talk about is regime change.